One of the biggest complaints people are reporting about their neighbourhoods is cleanliness. Lots of concerns about dumped rubbish, graffiti, vandalism and overall amenities. What is it like where you live? Are you seeing this? Are you finding yourself having to clean up a dirty street? Mine is absolutely appalling, with people leaving rubbish everywhere, and often food. It's disgusting. Give us a call. I'd like to know what you're seeing. 1300 222 774. Danny Gorog is from Snap, Send and Solve. He's the CEO. And Danny, tell us about this. I'm interested. Cleanliness has become a big issue.
It has, yeah. We recently, we can see that cleanliness is an issue in our data. Dump rubbish and litter is one of the most popular categories in terms of the sheer volume of reports we get in this state and in particular in Melbourne. But we've just done a survey of about 4,500 people around the country, and we asked people to classify and rank their top concerns, and traffic and parking came in number one, but the second, 31%, was cleanliness. The third one was security. So, but cleanliness is a big issue. As you say, you can drive around Melbourne. It's pretty easy to see dump rubbish. I actually can't believe it, I drive around sort of Carnegie, Oakley, and I'm not sure what the road is, but there's literally this kind of off road, and it's just wall-to-wall dump rubbish.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. What happens is someone dumps rubbish and then everyone else goes, well, if they've dumped rubbish there, well, I can just dump the rubbish there. And it's I'm not sure what the council's actually doing about it, but it is shocking.
It really is shocking. And this is something that, is this new or, you know?
I don't know, it's got to be cultural. I've just actually been in Japan a couple of weeks ago, and there is literally no dump rubbish anywhere. There's no graffiti anywhere. The streets are clean. Everything is clean. So it is a cultural phenomenon that we are seeing, and it seems to be getting worse.
It certainly does. Well, tell us what you're seeing in your street. I'd be really interested to hear. 1300 222 774 is our phone number. Danny, I live in South Melbourne, and the big issue I've got is people chuck food, like chop bones and things like that, which I just find completely extraordinary. It
is extraordinary. Not in the bin, but just outside the bin, or the bin's full, or what's happening? It's just happening randomly on the street.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, it's hard for me to kind of have a perspective on that. I think if you're kind of a decent community-minded person, the thought of dumping and throwing away rubbish just on the street is kind of abhorrent.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it's coming from, whether there aren't enough rubbish bins, whether the rubbish bins are full. Oftentimes I'll walk in the park and I'll see, chock-a-block full rubbish bins, and so maybe the rubbish has fallen off the side. But for people doing that just kind of for no reason, it's a terrible indictment on the community.
So what do you do when people snap the rubbish? They send it to you. Obviously, your job is to solve. What can you do about it?
Well, our job isn't to solve. Our job is actually to get it to the
report.
Right spot. Yeah, that's sort of our responsibility. Look, when it's big piles of dump rubbish, there's not much people can do. I think if you're talking about small bits of litter, a fast food container here and there, it's easy just to pick that up and put it in a bin if you're so inclined, and a lot of people do that. And there's a real balance between sending a report like that. There's a McDonald's wrapper on the sidewalk to council as a Snaps and Solve report, versus actually just fixing that yourself, because that's one of those issues that's going to blow away, and by the time someone from council comes to get it, it won't be there. Mm-hmm. So there's a real delicate balance about what is worth reporting and what is not worth reporting.
Yeah. Speaking with Danny Gorog from Snap, Send, Solve, he is the CEO. We're asking you, well, we've learned there's a lot of rubbish. There's a lot of uncleanliness in the streets. What's it like where you live? And Trish has joined us. Hi, Trish. You're in Belgrave?
I am, yeah. Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Pleasure. What's it like there? That's a beautiful part of the world.
It is, and we're a massive tourist destination. We're also end-of-the-line train line, so we've got a business. We've got 2 shop fronts. There's a lot of talk on social media about how the town looks really dirty, but it's really challenging as shop owners to try and tackle the problem.
Is it dumped rubbish, or what is it, Trish?
Yeah, I personally think since all the residential places have got smaller bins, a lot of people are dropping their extra rubbish in the commercial bins of the businesses. which is really hard. I mean, we could have locks on all our bins, but that becomes a bit of an issue.
That's a tough one, particularly in a beautiful place by Belgrave. Thank you, Trish. Peter, what are you seeing in Thomastown?
Oh, look, it's just general sort of stuff, basically. My partner, he's just been out now to do a bit of a run up and down the street. Just when we take the dog for a walk, it's just people just chuck coffee cups, cans, wine bottles, and I must say the Snap Send and Solve apps really use it a lot. But we live opposite a school too, and it's incredible how many people, like in very nice new cars, wanted to sort of like discard their food packaging or coffee cups because they don't want it to sort of dirty their car. It's like, and the council can only do so much. It's like when we were growing up, I'm in my 60s, like we were taught you take it home or you just don't do it.
You just don't do it, yeah. It's interesting, Peter. Thank you very much for your call. And this is the sort of stuff you are hearing, Danny Gorrock.
Oh, totally. I mean, the coffee cups is a great one. I mean, coffee, takeaway coffee cups is really a reasonably new phenomenon in the society. But again, reflect on what's happening in like Japan. Like there's lots of takeaway coffee. There's lots of vending machines that give out cans, and there literally aren't rubbish bins around. You've got to take this stuff home. There aren't rubbish bins anywhere. You just take it home and you deal with it. But I don't know. I'm not sure what is driving this. But when we think about the bigger dump rubbish picture, I mean, the little stuff is annoying. The dump rubbish stuff, we're seeing a lot of mattresses, a lot of couches, a lot of household waste. Tenants move out of properties, and instead of actually doing the right thing and taking the stuff to the tip, just chuck it on the nature strip. And ultimately, it's the council who has to clean up that stuff. And ultimately, those costs just get borne by the communities who are paying rates because it's expensive to get rid of stuff. Now, I think your previous caller around smaller rubbish bins, it is, smaller rubbish bins that are collected less often is a problem. But I don't know, there's something that needs to change culturally with us to stop this stuff from happening.
Danny Gorrock, our guest, he's the CEO of Snap Send Solve. We are talking about rubbish and cleanliness being one of the big issues people are finding in their neighbourhoods. Give us a ring, 1300 222 774. What are you seeing in Black Rock, Martin?
Yes, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Great subject, this, because I've lived in Black Rock for nearly 40 years. I walk the beach twice a day, and I very often find soiled nappies left on the park benches. And it's, well, I can't say what it is on the radio because
it's revolting.
Yeah, and I don't understand the mentality of people who go to somewhere nice. And yes, I know that happens. It happens with young kids. There's toilets there and everything. But to sit there and leave it, knowingly leave it where you've gone to sit somewhere nice, they've got absolutely no respect for themselves or anybody else.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Martin. A dirty nappy is as bad as it gets, isn't it? I mean, gosh, that has to be something that people have got to look after. It's interesting. Danny Joe from Epping says, I think the enormous cost of going to the tip is contributing to people deciding to dump. Do you think that could be possible?
Well, I think that is obviously a factor. It is getting more expensive to get rid of rubbish. But, I mean, just back on the household stuff, the other one to talk about is dog poo not being picked up. I mean, I see that all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's one of these, the problem is it's one of these things you just get used to and you just think is acceptable. But when you sort of stand back and you go, hold on, is it acceptable to live in a world where there's dog poo on the street and nappies, soiled nappies on the beach? It's kind of not good enough. And sometimes you need a segment like this or someone to remind you that, hey, come on, guys, we've just got to step it up and improve. Everyone's got to take a little bit more time.
And everyone's living here. We want it to be nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Danny, thank you very much. Danny Gorrock is
Pleasure.
the CEO of Snap Send and Solve. Of course, that is where you can snap your problem, send it, and they send it on to the right people to try and solve the problem.